Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well and teach this truth with all honesty and sincerity. Salutations to you brothers around the four corners of the earth that push this truth with all honesty and sincerity with great diligence to wake up the hopefully elect of Israel. And double shalom to you, Akim, that come looking like the heathen, but you are in fact of the stock of Israel, and you hold near and dear this truth, and follow the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities, wherever you may be scattered. And shalom to the few sincere Akwatim that listen and learn in silence, playing your creation role as the Lord commanded you to, which is in all subjection unto your husbands. And those mothers that love their children, and would never harm them. Shalom. But this lesson, it's quite disturbing to see just how these women, man, these mothers, treat their children and do horrible things, man, to the young ones, that depend on them to be their protection and to be their nurturers. This first I'm gonna show this cake that someone was celebrating, and it says congratulations, or it said congrats. It's boarded, and it show her shooting the baby in the hoop. This is what the women have become, man. They have children. They use them as a pawn against the man, or to receive benefits from Esau, his wicked system, or they mistreat them, man. And it's Esau does this, man. He understands that giving the woman the custody of the children, that there'll be a prey, man. And oftentimes it comes to ruin. It's supposed to be a balance, man. And in the scriptures, it tells you that if a woman leave a man, she leave with nothing. No kids, no money. So it was always in the best interest for the family to stay together. You see? But the wicked bear rule, so you can expect all manner of wickedness to be going through the land. And this is a story about a Florida mother, man. We'll play a little bit of this and grab some scriptures, and Lord willing, you be edified.
As we speak, this Polk County mother is in jail in a cell, accused of beating her 4-year-old son.
Now pay attention to her face, man. Just look at how she looks, man.
To death. We want to warn you, the details in this case are disturbing, and it has a local neighborhood in shock tonight. Investigators released videos to us, which we are choosing not to show. They show what deputies say was a pattern of extensive abuse.
10 Tampa-based Chris Hurst spent the last few hours scouring the area and knocking on neighbors' doors to piece together what led up to this.
Tonight, Patricia Boyer-Santazaire is here at the county jail in Bartow facing charges of first-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and witness tampering. All this after she took little Brian Boyer to a hospital 1 week ago. And soon after, deputies got a call that something was horribly wrong.
What we've learned during this investigation just turns our stomach.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd said Santazaire adopted the 4-year-old from Haiti and brought him to Florida last year. Last week, she brought him first to this hospital in Haines City after he was weak and shaking uncontrollably. He was flown to another hospital where he died the next day. The medical examiner saw injuries consistent with abuse, including damaged internal organs.
As the autopsy went on, they found different layers of bruises and injuries from past beatings.
At first, throwing Brian into a pool with his hands tied, another shows her beating him while he's on the ground.
And he's not even resisting it. It's just like it's a normal occurrence.
The mother and her adopted son lived in this home in Davenport with a
Says the reports say that she had videos on her phone of abusing the child and tied his hands behind his back and threw him in the pool, man. And I'm gonna grab these scriptures and you know, scriptures are very real, and you know, these are the you know, some of the curses, man, that Jake is up under, man. Go to book of Deuteronomy 28 and this is Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground, for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for one of all things, secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. You know, and this happened before. You know, the book of Lamentations go into that. How people were in dire straits, man. They resorted to doing that, man. And it's coming again in Jacob's trouble, man. You know, it hasn't even really hit. But how much more when Jacob trouble fully set in, or these women gonna be cruel to their children and think of themselves? Verse 58, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy power. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and the long continuance, like it, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. You see, so this is a result of not obeying the law, statutes, and commandments, man. These spirits hop on you, man, and the Lord allow them to, man, because our people be disobedient. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are pulled out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. The tongue of the suckling child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. They did feed delicately. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dung hills. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. You see? Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was a sapphire. Their visage is blacker than coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. Showing our people was in dire straits. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord hath accomplished his fury. He hath poured out his fierce anger and hath kindled a fire in Zion, and it hath devoured the foundation thereof. You see, it is because our people was going off, man. And this is gonna come again, you know. And how much more when a woman has no covering, no protection, man, even from her own self. Let's go to the book of Job 39. And verse 13, I'll start. Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beasts may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. Because Yahweh had deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. You see, these women are compared to a wild ostrich, you know, and they crush their eggs, man. You know, out of clumsiness and not having wisdom, and that's exactly how the women this time, especially of the nation of Israel, are toward their young, man. Let's go to the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 25. Um, and 16. I had rather dwell with the lion and a dragon than to keep house with the wicked woman. And it was said that this woman had a husband and other children. Like how can you sit by and watch this, man? You know, then you see the signs and just ignore it. And you know he has to be some, a bozo, man, to deal with this and to see this and not intervene. Verse 17, the wickedness of a woman changeth her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. And you saw the woman's face, man. Pitiful. Black all around the eyes, just a dark countenance, man. She looks wicked. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, that the portion of a sinner fall upon her. And we know that everything is the Lord's judgment, man. So, you know, when you know, you know. You know, the scriptures say, "Who shall perish? Who hath perished, being innocent?" You know, so um, we have judgments to pay for, and the Lord knows, and He's ordained this to happen. But nevertheless, it's just showing you just how cruel our women have become. Let me go to Ecclesiastes I'll start at 7, chapter 7 and verse 27. Behold, matter of fact, 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Behold, this have I found, said the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Lo, this only have I found, that Yahweh hath made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. So out of 1,000 men, he found one righteous. Out of 1,000 women, he found none. How much more in these times, man? Something to be mindful of when dealing with these women, man. You know, but the Lord is going to bring their recompense upon these cruel women, man. And you're going to see more and more judgment of these women. You know, wicked men as well, but you know, going in on this topic concerning a woman. This is Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. You see, in these times, man, men they're not gonna be willing to put their life on the line for the proudness and the wickedness and arrogance of these women, man. You know, they're gonna be left, you know, to, like the scripture said, be trodden down as the mire of the street, and that's mud and shit, you know, slop. I hope this has been an edifying lesson. Saquam Yasharallah. Shalom in the Bible Ball.